All right. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by. So I know I got a mess in here, but I got some news and some updates to tell you about. So first of all, before we get into the battery situation, I have hit the mother load of house sitting gigs that's going to have me house sitting for the next 2 months. Yeah, I got two different gigs, and I will be house sitting starting tonight until the end of August. So I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and upgrade my battery bank, which I have right under here. Right now I have AGM batteries, which are working fine. But I thought, since I'm going to have a driveway and a house and a garage to have access to all these tools, and we just did the new solar system, might as well do the batteries. So I have ordered a 200 amp hour Lifepo4 battery, lithium iron phosphate. And the reason I hadn't done it in the past is because I was a little concerned about cold temperature charging. Well, this battery's supposed to have a cold temp sensor on it. I don't know if it's actually going to work or not, but there is a way around that. If you know the temperature is going to be freezing, just disconnect your solar panels until it warms up above freezing, or keep a heat source on your batteries. So first of all, I'm going to try it with the temp sensor, and hopefully it works the way they say it does. But this is going to be a pretty big project. I am excited to get this done. I'm going to be redoing this battery box here. I'm going to be lowering it a little bit so this cabinet doesn't have to be so high. I'll bring it down to about right here, because the battery that I have coming in is long and low. So it'll run in this direction in the battery box. And I'm going to strengthen this up. Right now it's just 1/4 inch plywood. And with this load on top of it, it really needs to be stronger. So I'm going to be doing that too. The battery should be in next Wednesday. I wish it would come in before the 4th of July weekend. I would spend the weekend doing it, but I just don't think it's going to arrive in time. But this is going to be a great upgrade. I'm going to end up having over 2 kilowatts of power, and right now I'm at about 1 kilowatt. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to have such a surplus of electricity. I can't wait to do this, and I'm going to take you through it when we do it. So this battery box, it's really a poor design. It doesn't really cover the batteries. It's way back in there. I had to put some rubberized tape over the terminals to protect them under there. And it's just going to be a completely different, stronger, and a little lower profile box. And I'm still going to try to keep my storage compartment under here too. The battery is 20 inches long, which is going to be fine because I have cut the leg of my bed support back a little bit under there. And another thing I'm doing in the hot summer is I'm keeping this fan blowing on my charge controllers just to keep them from overheating. Keeps a nice little breeze blowing on them all the time during the day. Now let's turn around and look here in front of the passenger seat. I'm going to build a box to keep my water reservoirs in also, to keep them from sliding around. See, I've got them hanging off the door handle here with the ratchet strap. That's not good for the door handle. So I'm going to build a proper box here and organize this area better too. Big projects coming within the next week or so. Cannot wait. So the last thing is this air conditioner back here. It works pretty good, but since I'm going to be house sitting for the rest of the heat of the summer, I won't be using it or the generator at all. And this summer I've only used it 3 or 4 times, and it's just coming down to this, guys. I've got the generator, I've got the AC, and it's just not worth it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I just sell the AC and the generator, and because after this summer it looks like I'll be able to move with the weather anyway. I hate to lug it around and takes up all that space back there behind the bed and just not use it. So it's a decision I'm going to have to make. I just like to be able to use stuff when you got it, and if you're not using it, get rid of it. That's just my motto, and I'm thinking, you know, should I stick with my motto in this instance or not? That will be determined later, I guess. Okay, so last thing, back to the battery. It's going to be such a more simple system now. Instead of having these 3 batteries I have under here, all wired in parallel, I got a spaghetti mess of wires under here. Now that I'm going to have just one big 200 amp hour battery, it's going to be a simpler way to wire everything up. I'm still going to use bus bars and inline fuses, but it's just going to clean it up under there and just make for an easier installation. And if you're upgrading your batteries, remember, disconnect your solar panels first before you disconnect the battery from the charge controller. You should never have a charge controller hooked to a solar panel unless you have a battery hooked to it also. Alright, that will wrap it up. My lunch time's over. I got to get back to work. Take care, be well, smash the bell.